Now, Resident Evil 3 kind of broke the game's tradition. In Resident Evil 1 and 2, you chose between a male or female character, both on similar but kind of different paths. Resident Evil 3, you only get to play as a female character, Jill Valentine, the main female from the first game. Sorry, a little out of breath. It takes place before and after Resident Evil 2, and I know that sounds confusing, but we'll get to that eventually. Jill is trapped in Raccoon City, and to be honest, she sounds kind of like a bitch in the opening, credits, because she says, they didn't have the will to fight. I guess they deserved what they got was coming to them. Are you fucking kidding me? A recap, Jill just said every man, woman, and child deserved to die horribly by being eaten alive by zombies. That is essentially what she said. Wow, Jill. You might just be one of the biggest bitches I've ever seen in a video game just for that one statement. And here's the thing, she doesn't even have the right to complain. Because, like I said in my Resident Evil game history, by the way, I totally forgot to mention this, but in Resident Evil 2, they didn't change any of the gameplay. Pretty much exactly the same, except going to the menu screen was a little faster. That's about it. Anyways, fuck was I talking about? Oh, right. Since a lot of people claim that in the first Resident Evil game, it's a Jill scenario that's the canon one, she has no right to complain. She's the one that decided to blow up the house that had all of the evidence in it. Granted, sure, they might, I repeat, might have had those memos and diaries, but chances are they didn't, because you never see them with it. Like when they were in the helicopter, if we had seen them with a bunch of like if Jill or Chris were reading through all the memos and diaries that they collected, okay, then I would know that they brought it with them. But since they might not have, chances are they just went up to people saying that there were zombies and people just assumed they were fucking nuts. Which, let's face it, you would too. So you'd be like, the fuck are you on? And Jill's the one that decided to blow up the house. I know I've probably already said this, but this is what I would have done. I would have left the house intact, came back with a fucking SWAT team. Just guys armed with shotguns and machine guns, kicking open the front fucking door. I'm leading the expedition of the house, show them everything in the laboratory, irrefutable proof. I am much smarter than these characters. That's really sad when you think about it. A bunch of idiots when you think about it. Let's blow up the place that has all the fucking evidence in it. Like I said, Jill sounds like a bitch in the opening sequence. And then it just kind of cuts to her exiting a building that's on fire, which I assume is her apartment. And this is something that kind of confuses me. I understand it's for fan service, but Jill is dressed really inappropriately for a zombie outbreak. I mean, short skirt and whatever the hell you would call that shirt, a tube top, I think. It's not like she doesn't have a reason for not wearing, her police outfit. Why isn't she? Shouldn't she have that with her? Why would you not use that? That just seems like a better idea than, short skirt and tube top. And those brown boots, or whatever. I'm rambling. I'm sorry. So when you start off in the game, it shows Jill exiting an apartment that's on fire. At least I assume it's an apartment. We don't know what it is. And as soon as you get away from the zombies that you first encounter, you'll climb over a dumpster and jump down. You're surrounded by a large group of zombies. And Jill does something that honestly pisses me off. She breaks through a door that was locked. Why can she do it in a cutscene, but not in the actual game? And the door is like made of metal. It's not like a little wooden door or anything. It's pretty much the same, like kind of. It's a sturdier door than half the doors in the mansion. So what was the point? Like, I understand you want to make the game longer, but if you're just gonna mess with me on whether or not a character can break down a door or not, it just seems like a waste of my time. Leon and Claire should have been able to break down doors. I mean, Claire maybe. I'm not 100% sure about her, but I'm pretty sure Leon would be able to. Well, I guess if you tried hard enough, eventually you'd get it. But once again, I'm going off topic. She runs away and somehow enters in a warehouse. And the reason why I say somehow is because the door is locked. You'll try to leave, but it says it's locked. You have to go up to like a management office in order to get a key. How did they enter the damn building if it's locked? I'm sorry, that bugs me. How do you do that? She doesn't even have her lockpick on her, so that can't be it. Oh, by the way, the police force get decimated by the zombies because they suck at their job. Why does no one aim for the head? Like, it's 98. I'm pretty sure people understand the term shoot the head by now. Like, in that game, it's 98. Hold on, I need to check the time again. I need to start setting my damn watch. Plenty of time. Okay. So she just kind of leaves some fat guy, whose name is Dario, which you learn much later on, like halfway through the game. Just in a container, like he's shuts himself in there because his daughter died and Jill's saying they gotta leave. How does Jill know that there's not going to be a rescue? She just says, there's not going to be any rescue. We need to go. How do you know this? You don't have a radio on you. By the way, I totally forgot to mention this, but Leon giving Claire the radio in 2, probably the smartest thing any character has done in the series for the first, like, 3 games. Smartest thing ever. And it's not broken like the one that fucker Richard gives you. Bastard. Once again, I'm getting off topic. Where was I? Actually, before I go any further, I should talk about some of the new game mechanics. The game features in 180 turns, so if you press the directional pad in the opposite direction, like, instead of going up, going down, and you press the run button, Jill will just do a quick turn. Or Carlos, who I'll tell you about later. You play as him for like 30 minutes. And then there's also a reloading tool that lets you create your own ammunition. So you can like make, if you have A powder, you can make handgun ammunition. If you have B powder, make shotgun shells. 3 C's, you can make a Magnum. Which you'll have to do because I've only ever found like 12 extra Magnum rounds in the entire game. One was on a corpse. I don't remember where I got the other one from. The game will tell you further on how to do this, but it's actually kind of cool. But I think the main reason they did it is because they couldn't decide where they wanted to dump off a bunch of ammunition, so they just said, fuck it, we'll make gunpowder. Wait, how is Jill able making bullets? Because doesn't she need shells? She only has the powder. She doesn't have any shells on her. Huh. What the fuck is the reloading tool anyways? Does not look like anything I have ever seen in my life. Once again, I'm rambling. Jesus, what else? I think that's all the new game. Oh, there's a live section. Or live, or fuck if I know. Every now and then the game will go like black and white and 2 options will appear that will affect the outcome of the story. Barely. What it really affects is enemy placements. Like if you choose one, there might be more zombies in an area, or there might not be any at all. Or something along those lines. These happen every now and then, giving like 2 options, like do you want to jump off, or do you want to climb up? Something like that. They happen every now and then. Like I said, it affects the game slightly. And that's it for game mechanics, I think. Where was I? Alright, Jill goes investigating around and eventually comes across Brad in a bar who got bit by a zombie. And he just kind of, he's acting weird. Like, he's coming after us. He's after Stars members. He has an accent. Although he has the good decency not to tell Jill what, or actually, he just kind of leaves. You met a fellow officer who has gone through something like this before, granted on a much, much smaller scale, but has experience with it, and you're just gonna leave. Fuck is wrong with you, Brad? There's a difference between being a coward and being an idiot. So you'll eventually meet up with him at the police station as Jill shows just how much she cares about her partners. Because Nemesis pops up, grabs Brad, he's like yelling for help. Jill, help me, but does she? No, she just stands there with a thumb up her ass. She doesn't even shoot. She doesn't even like try to tackle Nemesis to get Brad off of his, like, out of his grip. No, she just watches there and watches Brad get impaled through the mouth by one of Nemesis's tentacles. Great way to go. Thanks a lot, Jill. This isn't the first time she's did this. Like I said, she did this with Joseph, but she needs her fucking juice box every time a friend is getting mauled or attacked by an enemy. How she survived the mansion is beyond me. No, I'm sorry. How anyone other than her survived the mansion is beyond me, because I'm willing to bet she would have fed them to the dogs. Like, you know, probably like just tripped Barry when they were running away from the Separatists, hoping they would eat him and give her enough time to get away. I'm surprised she did not do that, because that is just how she acts. She should be kind of used to this kind of shit that she's seeing. It should not be like the part where it shocks her so much that she can't do anything. I mean, like, Chris and Barry never encountered the zombie dogs before, and yet they still tried to help Joseph by shooting them. Once again, rambling. So, you can either choose to fight the monster or just go into the police station. If you fight the monster and beat it, or just run up to Brad's corpse and examine it, and steal his ID card. Now, why you would do this is beyond, you would not know until later on, like, by later on, maybe like 5 minutes. You'll get his card that'll tell you the password number for the safety, I think like an evidence box where the STARS key is being held. I don't know why that's there. And so, if you get the key, then you can go to the STARS room and get your lockpick. Oh, I totally forgot to mention this with 2. If you go behind Wesker's desk and just keep searching it like repeatedly, like 50 times, you'll come across a secret film that has Rebecca in a basketball outfit. It doesn't mean anything. I don't know why it's there, but it is. So Jill will go to the STARS office to get her lockpick. And here's something that bugs me. There's only one STARS room, and there's only about, like, okay, Wesker, Chris, Barry, Jill, Rebecca. There's only 5 desks in there. Where is the Bravo team's desks? It's a simple question. Did they just not have enough money to give the Bravo team their own little headquarters, so they just had to sit down in that meeting room downstairs? I'm sorry, it just really bugs me, because it's like, why? Once again, I need to check the time again. Once again, I'm just not setting my watch up. Only a few minutes, so I might as well just keep going. You'll find the lockpick, and in the room, you'll either find a grenade launcher or a magnum. It varies on the game for some reason, I don't know why. As you're about to leave, you'll hear a message on the radio system, like from a guy named Carlos, and you can barely understand a word he's saying because I guess the radio equipment just sucks. Is the radios that Leon and Claire use the only good radios in the entire franchise? Because it sure seems like it so far. I mean, 2 out of 3, not a good sign. You know, I'll just end the part here because we're almost up. We're getting close to the running time, and I'm running low on space on this thing, so I'll continue with Resident Evil 3 later. Bye.